Elections are right around the corner. The nation has never been more divided, and the presidential candidates are neck and neck in the polls. In this game, it all comes down to your tactical skills, luck, and maybe a little deception to see who ends up in power. In Rally Up, players get into the role of one of the 4 presidential candidates. During the game, you take turns convincing as many voters as possible to support you, while also trying to steal votes from other candidates. But watch out, your opponents will be trying to do the same to you. To start, gather all the game tiles. Each tile is made up of 4 connected hexagons, and each hexagon we call a region. Shuffle the tiles and stack them in a pile. Now it's time to choose the starting player. In the spirit of politics, whoever can best convince the other players why they should go first gets to start. If no one can agree, the oldest player goes first. The starting player takes a tile and places it on the table. The next players take turns picking tiles and placing them next to the other tiles. This continues until all the tiles are placed, creating the land on which the election will be held. Now that the land is created, it's time to start campaigning. During your turn, you'll first select 4 connected regions. This group of regions is your campaign area. Then, if the houses in this area that match your color outnumber the other individual colors, you'll convince all the voters in that area to support you. To show this, place one of your voter cubes on top of each house in the 4 regions. In this example, red selects these 4 regions as their campaign area. In this area, red has 4 cubes, which is more than the 3 green has, or the 2 yellow has. Red is the most popular color here and convinces the others to vote red as well. But there's a catch. You can't include a region in your campaign that already has your colored cubes because those voters are already on your side. You must start your campaign from regions of your color that are still empty. However, you can revisit regions where other players have campaigned and placed their cubes to try and steal those votes. If you have the majority, replace the other players' cubes with your own. If you feel like you can't, or don't want to, run any more winning campaigns, you can skip your turn. When no one can or wants to run a winning campaign anymore, the game ends and the election results are in. The player with the most voter cubes on the board has convinced the most people, or perhaps sabotaged the most opponents. Houses with no cubes were left unconvinced and didn't vote. The player with the most cubes on the board, or the fewest cubes remaining in their supply, wins. If you want to take the game even further, you can introduce the first expansion to the game. In the box, you will find 1 cardboard presidential candidate for each color. When choosing your campaign area, you can choose to let your candidate join the campaign and place them on any of the 4 regions you chose. And when the candidate joins a campaign, you don't need a majority to win. Even a tie will do to convince the other regions. Additionally, no player can ever campaign in the region where you placed your candidate. That region is locked for the rest of the game. And there you have it. Rally Up, a game where strategy, luck, and a touch of deception will determine who claims victory in the most intense election yet. Ready to put your political tact to the test? Gather your friends, start the campaign, and may the best candidate win.